And it's not even going to pop up a notification this time.
No, it's not going to pop up another notification because...
So go out of it, and then back to the stream.
Okay, I hear sound.
And then back to the stream. Oh, wait, the sound's on.
Okay, YouTube glitch.
Oh, wait, the sound's on. Okay, YouTube glitch. Let's... Also, you know what? Just for fun, I don't have access to the private videos. That's right. I gotta go to my main channel. Let's see if the other stream shows on here. I just want to go to private. There's no sound on the private one.
Okay, YouTube glitched and the microphone was muted when you started it.
That's what caused Diesel Lucy to use an angry word, I remember. Which I do kind of understand because it's, you know,
Well,
the microphone.
You just had the same kind of frustration.
Yeah. The only difference is I didn't say the angry word like I.
Have to say an angry word. Okay, so this is on.
Yeah.
And that's on. All right.
I think. Yeah. Yeah, I did see the video.
Okay.
Sonic is also a hard game too. It's a hard game to play.
You got somebody on already?
Yeah, but Sonic Daybreaker's already into this.
I hope he had a happy birthday.
And also, we're going to be doing...
the cake was delicious.
Let's see if I can get the... Hopefully I don't restart my video. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, please do. We are on our way to my Little Rock shoes.
Oh my gosh, here we go. I just wasn't expecting.
We're going to... What was the name of the shoe store?
Question.
The Running Zone, maybe?
It's Running Zone,
Running
yeah.
Zone.
Running Zone is correct. I remember it's Running Zone.
We drive all the way to Melbourne to go to the Running Zone to buy shoes because they are the only shoe store in the county that carries your size. And you need new shoes, not because your old shoes are worn out, because you wear flip-flops mostly, but because your foot has grown a bit. So we need to get you a bigger shoe. And given that there's only one store in the county that carries the 14.5 quadruple E's, there's probably only one store in the county that carries a 15 quadruple E. Little Rock has very big feet. And we're testing streaming on my new phone.
Yeah, to see, is the audio quality any better than the previous ones?
I don't know if the audio quality would be different. It's a phone. Phones have a standard mic.
And the Brave is recording, because it's been recording this whole time, and I'm going to have to cut out the beginning, but I'll start it as we're setting up the stream. That's where I always cut it for dash cam purposes, but we're cutting to the appropriate spot.
Yeah. We have a dash cam mounted with one of the sport cameras, and we start it when we leave the driveway, but we don't put that part on.
No, we don't put that part on my video because, and we don't start...
doxing your home is...
dangerous.
It's foolish.
We don't give up, that's why I'm not saying my last name, I'm not saying my address or any of that stuff, even though my mind is very tempted to say those things. Yeah. But I want to make sure I don't dox myself or say...
Chances of a bad actor coming after us specifically is slim.
But we don't give out...
We prefer none to slim. And
my line keeps still...
If you give out your address and you live in, say, a big apartment building, where it's key carded in, like your aunt lives in an apartment building in Minnesota, which is very vague for directions. But somebody has to either have a key to get into the lobby to access where all the apartments are,
and I got this
or be buzzed in.
And I got this extra battery here, so that way when we get to the place where we're going to, I guess I can switch out and switch to that and be recording. Because this battery that's in the camera is currently dead, but we're running it off the cord so it records. So I have
You
to.
didn't tell me it was dead. I would have brought it.
Well, it doesn't matter because I have a battery that's not dead that I can swap it to. And having a cut in the video is no big deal. I mean, I think to myself, it's just one little cut. I just have to switch it out.
Well, when we get where we're going and shut the car off, it will shut the camera off.
Yeah, but that'll be no big deal. It'll be very easy to deal with. And we're doing this video. Oh man, why does my mind keep wanting to think
You
of?
are excited about trying out the new cameras, streaming.
I know, but it's just so exciting that my mind has to dox myself. I hate it.
Rockledge Gardens. Oh, that reminds me. On the way home, we should stop at a store. I don't know about Rockledge Gardens.
Rockledge Gardens is a pretty good place.
Oh yeah. I need to get some more and some tomato plants. The ones I started to seed did not do well.
I'm still getting on with the stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see you talking about filming elevators in Ocean City, Maryland. I see what you're talking about.
Little Rock's mommy is the crazy garden lady. That's my stupid hobby. And I have learned something. When you're growing tomatoes, get cherry tomatoes. Because if you get full-size tomatoes, the squirrels get them. Because the squirrels will eat them just before they're ripe. If you have cherry tomatoes, you have a better chance of getting tomatoes.
And I guess when we get to the park, I'll try having a stream running there. But you're also going to see, this is also part of another series.
You want to stream the park?
I guess we can.
I suppose.
I've never really streamed on a secondary channel, but I'm also going to be doing a video.
Well, we're doing a stream now. We don't need to do another stream later. The purpose of this stream is to test streaming on the new.
I get you.
Thing.
I guess
I got a new camera or a new phone. As much as I hate getting a new phone, because if you get a new phone, then you have to switch everything over.
Yeah.
But I changed the provider on one of the two phones that we have because we were having. There's been issues in the last couple of years of various providers going down. Now, which one goes down varies. But I decided to have the phones on different providers so that if Visible goes down, Spectrum's probably going to work. There was a time last year before last, where Visible went down. Now, I didn't notice because the Wi-Fi calling still worked, but the non-Wi-Fi calling went down. You couldn't even call 911. Like, oh, that's not good. So I swapped the phone. And the old phone wasn't compatible with the new system. So I have a new phone, which means I have to transfer everything and reinstall my apps and sign into my apps. And it's a royal pain.
We'll try Aeronation Park though. We'll try that, and that'll be part of this series. Also at the same time, it might even be part of this road trip video. There's the bright line. There it goes.
That's the high-speed rail that goes from Miami to Orlando.
I'll have to try. One of these days when we get a trip with my brother, I'll have to try getting the train at some point in the future, and see where it goes. Maybe he'll take me to Miami. We'll go to the destination mall or something.
But they are supposed to. Well, the thing is, if you take the train to Miami, then you don't have a car when you get there.
That's true. That's why I'd have to.
You'd have to get an Uber someplace.
I have to get an Uber. Maybe I can get an Uber to take me to that museum parking garage. You know, the one that has the slide, the net.
Yeah.
And also, when I do the new take, I could flash a couple of clips from the old video. Maybe in the appropriate spot. Like just show like okay, this is the net, and then flash a clip from the old video and say like, okay, this is the spot where you know, that video was.
Right now, it's the airport where the nearest station is for the Bright Line. And I am not driving to the airport, paying tolls to get to the airport, paying parking at the airport so that I can pay to ride a train.
Exactly.
But this year, they're supposed to be breaking ground for a train station where the Bright Line tracks turn from going north-south to going east-west. So between US 1 and 528, which is basically behind the Walmart on 524, Clear Lake, where we tend to start a lot of our videos because it's a prominent landmark.
I just think with the Miami trip, you know, the classic video was the you know, when I did the parking garage video a few years ago, the classic.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. Your sister took you. That was her birthday gift to you.
Yeah.
And you went to the couple of parking garages, and that one had the netting and everything.
I thought the way I act, it was funny.
It was kind of high up, and both you and your sister were afraid of heights.
That's why and my reaction was technically staged because I kind of played around a bit. I was playing around at that point. But keep in mind, if I ever do a video going to Miami again, especially with my brother, and if I ever get dropped off to that parking garage, you know, I'll probably, if I ever do a video there again, I'll probably flash a couple of clips from the old video. I may have to censor it a bit, but I'm going to flash a couple of clips from the old video. Even though I may have to censor it a bit.
Yep.
But that's beside the point.
The fear of heights that I thought was the funniest was when your sister took you into the eye and you were riding it.
Oh yeah, I get you.
And she keeps saying, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, because you're going up high in a glass enclosed Ferris wheel. And you keep saying it's okay because the music that was being piped in was not copyrighted.
I don't think I even need to announce that anymore.
No, well, they've changed the rules. I like the new rules on copyrighted music.
It's like, I don't think I need to announce the copyright.
If you're not monetized, it doesn't matter to you. And if you're not monetized, it means that the musician is getting paid, or whoever owns the music is getting paid for you to use it, which is fair. If you are monetized, it means your monetization for that video is either reduced because you're sharing it with whoever's music it is, or eliminated because the musician is getting money.
I get you.
So, but if you're not monetized, it doesn't make a difference to you and is actually helpful for the musicians. Because that's what they do for a living. If you're using their money or their music and you're making money off of it and they're not, that's kind of stealing.
Exactly, it is. But we're now there. Oh, there's that building.
Yeah, can't film it there.
Can't film in there, but you also can't even
that's a bank.
Can't even get in there.
No, we probably can get in there, but
you're not allowed to film.
No, you're not allowed to film in banks. Filming in a bank is not permitted because the financial information, transactions that are being processed are private, and video could be used, not necessarily by you, but by somebody else who is a bad actor who wants to rob the bank. So they don't let you film in it because it makes it easier for people who want to basically steal somebody else's money. Either steal somebody's money because they got information off the video, or steal money from the bank, which is everybody's money, because of information they got off the video. That makes perfect sense that it wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Just like hospitals,
Yeah, it makes
doctor's
sense.
offices, you have to be very careful.
There's HIPAA.
Yeah, there's a legal expectation of privacy.
That's why if I would have been like I said, I mean, as a nice person, there was one time I had to mute out their private conversation.
Yeah.
But
Now,
if I would have been a complete asshole and put it up, that would not have been good.
Elevators in hospitals.
Is the proper way to say it. If I would have been,
When you have filmed hospital elevators, but you have done so with permission.
And I also edited the video.
Acknowledging ahead of time that you understand the privacy reasons.
And that's why I edited the video.
Yeah.
So that I wouldn't, so I wouldn't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Well, because if I would have been a jerk, I would have gotten in trouble, like the saying goes.
Well, it's not just being a jerk, but violating people's rights and privacy is more than, you're a jerk.
It's illegal. It's criminal bad.
It can be considered criminal.
That's why I don't do that kind of stuff. And I guess we're going to get on with more stuff here. I guess we're sitting at a red light.
Yep, red light. Let's see, there's another financial institution, I think.
You also get to watch this recording afterwards.
There's a bunch of multiple-story buildings
At some point, I'm going to try.
in Brevard County that we can't film at.
At some point, I'm going to try premiering my videos. At some point, I'm going to try that feature. That you know how YouTube's got that premiere feature. I mean, I'm not exactly, but I might try it at some point.
Yeah.
That's an interesting feature I may try to see if anybody watches the premiere. That is a feature I'm kind of interested in, by the way. I mean, because I know I Hate Eskers for a while. He was premiering every single video, and he quit.
Well, my personal feeling is that when you premiere a video, you should be on and in the chat, because premieres have chats,
Exactly.
like live streams.
Exactly. I should be on
And
the premiere.
if you're premiering it, you should be available.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to try and be available to chat.
Now that's different from scheduling it out, which is just releasing it.
Yeah. But I think it'd be interesting at some point to try premiering a video. Because I would love to, to have one of my videos be on Premiere.
Oh yeah.
Because it would be, I think when I do the Minnesota trip,
Are you watching the chat?
I am. It's,
Okay, good, because I'm driving, I cannot see the chat.
I see a comment posted, I guess.
Because I know you're talking to me, but...
I mean, Aunt Linda's on the stream.
Oh, Linda. Hi. Hope you're feeling better.
I also hope I can see you on the Minnesota trip, by the way.
Yep.
Because that's what I'm hoping to get.
We're still working out details on that.
I'm not going to say anything private. I'm not going to dox out addresses or anything.
No.
We're going to, but like I said, and my mind loves to dox myself, even though I hate my mind so much. Like, it just likes to dox out and say things that I shouldn't. I mean, I haven't said anything that I shouldn't yet, but it's just my mind keeps thinking it up, and it's not good. And also, the worst time to repeat myself is on something vulgar. That's just the worst time to repeat, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, as much as I repeat myself a lot, there's always the worst time to repeat myself. And I think I've had that situation a couple of times where it's like I say it again. It's like I could have just said it once, and there I said it again, and that was completely unnecessary. That's what I kind of realized when I did the Orlando road trip is, there was one part where I mentioned a situation that I thought was funny, but the worst part about it is I said it twice, and I meant to say it once, and it should have only been said once in that case.
I believe this is our truck. Yep. Changed the names on all the Brevard community colleges now. They're Eastern Florida State. Getting close.
We're getting close.
Yeah, because it's across from the college.
And we'll end the stream, and then...
We'll end the stream in the shoe store parking lot. Because you can't concentrate on the stream while you're trying on shoes.
Exactly.
Plus, we haven't checked with them about whether or not they want to be videotaped in there, and even though there isn't a legal expectation of privacy in the shoe store,
I don't want to film where it's not allowed.
well, and you don't want to be rude.
Because, you should comply. Darn well you should comply with when they say you can't film here. You should comply.
A hat? No, that's a hat.
Oh, look at that guy. Oh, he's got a hat.
Hat. We play a game called Hair, Hat, or Helmet. Is the motorcyclist wearing a helmet? Do they have a hat on? Or they just have hair? And occasionally there's both. I do not understand how those hats do not blow off. And again, I don't drive a motorcycle, so I don't know how breezy it is.
That's a cool.
I've been there a while.
Oh, there's that BCC thing again.
Yeah.
They probably got a cool elevator in there.
Probably. Disruptive because those are classrooms.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb.
Some are classrooms and some are offices.
If they had like a library, we could check out the elevator there just like we did the other library.
Yeah.
Just like we did the other one. Which, I like the first elevator I ever filmed. That's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just going to get on with this, though. We're sitting at a red light.
At night. We have red lights, not roundabouts. I think there's one roundabout in the county. Although they're considering, I think, putting in a roundabout on Clear Lake and 524 by Walmart because there's too many accidents. It's a 90-degree turn. I'm not sure how a roundabout would help. Unless that's going to be where the entrance is to the train station.
I always have my mind either telling me to take stuff down or to just ruin a video by saying stuff that I know I'm not allowed to say. It's just interesting thinking about how my mind likes to fight around like that.
Just here.
All right, here we are. We're just gonna stop here. I guess we'll start up once we're leaving.
And there's the running zone.
And here we are. I think we're about to end this particular
I'm
episode.
gonna park back here, and then we'll end the live stream and go in and get you some giant shoes for your giant feet. Not like your shoes have a lot of wear and tear on them.
I got a battery that's charged, even though I'm using the battery that isn't charged. And it's kind of interesting how I can still plug it in and run it off the dead battery, which I'm...
Park over here where we got a teeny tiny bit of shade.
I guess we're going to stop here.
Okay.
That's it for now.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
End, darn it. It's not wanting to end.